Our company also accept standard equipment and non-standard equipment. First, let's watch the working video for our company and to have a better standing for you.
今天直播正好2个小时啊，模拟那个3页开头屏。
这视频这么不稳定吗？
它就是一个手工一下。
Supplier specializing in research and development, sales and service of drying machines, granulator, grinder, mixer, centrifuge, extractor, packing equipment. Our equipments have passed the certification of CE and other authoritative certification systems. Through the joint efforts of all our staff, we also have obtained many technological innovation patents. Our company, in the spirit of technological innovation, technology progress as the guide, the equipments have passed the certification of CE and other authoritative certification systems. Our equipments are in the joint efforts of all our staff.
Okay, I will introduce our products in details. First is the belt dryer. Our belt dryer is divided into 2 models. One is the single layer, another is multi-layer. Okay, I will introduce our products in details. First is the belt dryer. Our belt dryer is divided into 2 models. Our belt dryer, another is going to another is multi-layer. Okay, I will introduce our products in details. First, the single layer of belt dryer is divided into 2 models. Our belt dryer, is going to another is multi-layer. Okay, I will introduce our products in details. First, the single layer of belt dryer is divided into 2 models. Another is multi-layer. Okay, I will introduce our products in details. First, the single layer of belt dryer is divided into 2 models. The best dryer is going to another is multi-layer. Okay, I will introduce our products in details. First, the single layer of belt dryer is divided into 2 models. The best dryer is going another is multi-layer. Okay, I will introduce our products in details. First, the single layer of belt dryer is the best dryer is another is multi-layer. Okay, I will introduce our products in details. First, the single layer of belt dryer the best dryer is another is multi-layer. Okay, I will introduce our products in details. First, the single layer of belt dryer the best another is multi-layer. Okay, I will introduce our products in
那啥，我们要开始了。
嗯。这个单词我都不认识 ，agility，agility，啥意思呀？哎呦我的妈妈呀！它的特点能啥呀？
那个谁帮我去阿里开始后台呗？那个阿里直播怎么样？麻烦点。
阿里后台啊？
对对，就那个咱们直播馆里有个试播，帮我看那个试播，它行不行
？The one is
行的话，我这边就开始。
This is a vacuum drying oven and vibrating float bag dryer. And this hot air circulating， 哎，就是那个循环，烘箱那个循环那个是 circulation。This is circulation vacuum, and this is a pedal dryer, and rotary dryer. Okay, the next one is our most popular centrifuge, and that is disc centrifuge. The disc centrifuge.
行，我们准备要开始了，这回啊。
等会儿，这个我得先返回啊。
嗯。别那么着急。那个电脑有点慢，所以说你这轻柔一点。
我别直播也是给你整坏了。
准备好啊！要我说3、2、1，正式开始啊！开始，如果是没有点开始了。
哎，我的天哪！
再给你最后调一下。最后调一下我这儿。
感觉我的英语知识都还给了我的英语老师。
尽量在这边去写啊，你在那边的话，我这样有人挡住。阿里后台。刷新。
就是啊，我要是讲不到那个螺旋压榨的话，你可以，待会儿你就跳过了吧。你要是不会讲，就跳过了吧。我怕我也讲不明白，我可能就不讲了。哎呀，我可能也就讲半个多小时吧。我实在是。
呀，谁？
看完了我就更不想讲了。
要这地方先静一下会儿就行，然后等它那两个数据都清楚了。
怎么这么大声啊？ 20.
对那个流的。
This is 20. They will introduce
25号。
our machinery. Hello everyone, welcome to Liaoyang Wanda Machinery Living Room. This is Wendy. Today I will introduce our main products of our company. Liaoyang Wanda Machinery is specialized in drying equipment, separator, centrifuge, mixer, crusher, granulator, and supercritical extractors, and so on. And we could also accept standard equipment and non-standard equipment. If you want customers, please feel free to contact us. Our engineer will design a plan and a theme for you according to your actual requirements. Okay, let's watch the working video, the company video of our company, and you will have a better understanding for our company.
Liaoyang Wanda Machinery Company Limited is a supplier specializing in research and development, sales and service of drying machine, granulator, grinder, mixer, centrifuge, extractor, packing equipment. Our equipments have passed the certification of CE and other authoritative certification systems. Through the joint efforts of all our staff, we also have obtained many technological innovation patents. Our company, in the spirit of technological innovation, technology progress as the guide, ensure to provide our customers with the best quality equipments and service. Our equipments are exported to Europe, America, Australia, Canada, Southeast Asia, Korea, Japan, and other countries, with the customers' praise and appreciation. And we have established long-term business relations with our customers in many countries. Some of them have already cooperated as our agents in their countries. Wanda Machinery has professional engineers and workers with rich practical production experience in pharmaceutical, chemical, industry, food, pesticide, fertilizer, and other fields. We have professional technical service teams who will help you install, refund the equipment, and staff operation training. And we have some corresponding experimental equipment for customers to do tests on site. According to the requirements of different customers, we also accept OEM orders and non-standard equipment to provide high-quality customized equipment and turnkey projects to maximize customer benefits and full satisfaction. We warmly welcome customers from home and abroad to visit our company for studying and cooperation.
Okay. Next, I will introduce our main products in details. The first is the best dryer. Our best dryer is divided into two models, and one is a single layer. This is a single layer, and the next is multi-layers. This is multi-layers. Okay, this is the best dryer. It's going to export it to United States. Okay, this is the description of the best belt dryer. Belt dryer is a continuous working machine, and it can working for 24 hours. And the belt dryer it's more suitable for drying strips, particles, and slips, and so on, such as vegetables, fruits, and others. This is the working principle of drying. This is the principle. The raw material is uniformly distributed on the mesh belt, and the raw material is moving forward continuously. After drying, the material is automatically discharged. Okay, this is the structure of a single layer. This is the structure of multi-layers. This is the technical parameters of belt dryers. The one list is a single layer. This is the parameters is a typical model. And if you want a smaller or larger one, you can contact us. This is the multi-layer technical parameters. About the belt dryer, if you want about the belt dryer, we need to know the feeding capacity per hour and the raw material to be dried, and the initial moisture in before drying, and the final moisture after drying. With these details, we can have a better understanding and can choose better models for you. Okay, this is the scope of application of a belt dryer. We can see that this is rose, and this is the fruit slips, and this pepper, and vegetables, and wood, and particles, and electronic, and the next is plants or the herbals and hemps. Okay, this is the factors. The belt dryer is one feature is large capacity, and the next is compact structure. So it will cover a smaller area, and uniform drying efficiency. Okay, this is our different model of the belt dryer. This is the packing and the delivery. The details. Okay, this is there are related machines of a belt dryer. So this is a vacuum drying oven. This is a vibrating fluid belt dryer. This is a hot air circulation drying oven. And this is paddle dryer. And those are rotary dryer. If you are interested in those machines, please contact us. We will give you more details about this. Okay, the next one is our popular. This is our most popular disc centrifuge. Disc centrifuge. We have two models, and one is 2-phase, that is solid liquid separation, and another is 3-phase separation, that is a solid liquid and liquid separation. Okay, this is the 3-phase. And this also 3-phase. Okay, the structure or principle. The raw material is fitted into the bowl. Into the bowl, and under the force of centrifuge, the raw material is solid. It's separated. And the stock liquid flows from the upper feeding pips into the bowls or bottom, and then it will separate through the holes of disc seat. By the action of the centrifugal force, the high liquid flowed along the inner wall of the discs to the inner wall of the bowl. And then it will discharge by the heavy liquid pump, and the light liquid will be done by the light liquid pump. And the solid will and the large solid phase particle left will sedimented on the bowls or wall, and then it will be discharged controlled by the sliding bowls out of the sediment outlet. This is the flow chart. This is the 2-phase. The feeding mixed liquid. Sorry. The feeding mixed liquid is pushed into the bowl of the disc. And after understanding the centrifugal force, the liquid is stayed in this part. And after separating the liquid, it will discharge from this part. That is the clarifying liquid. And this is the 3-phase. The first, the raw material is pushed into the bowl of the disc, and after separating, this is heavy liquid and this is light liquid. That is 2 liquids. This is solid part. Okay, this is the technical parameters. This is only the one part. We have more models. And this part is the application of the disc centrifuge. The disc centrifuge is used to separate the solid, such as fruit juice, beer, and the oil, and the milk, and the water slurry, and others. The most popular is to separate milk, such as skimmed milk. Next part, this is the product advantages. One is high speed, stable occupation, and the noise is lower. The separating effect is better. And the next is the professionally designed centripetal pump system has stable after pressure, large adjustment range, and convenient operation. And the next is the drum has a special structure which has a large processing capacity and good disagreeing and clarifying effort. And the next is a professional designed automatic control cabinet. can be observed the vibrating value of the equipment at any time. This is our disk centrifuge in our country. The different models of disk centrifuge. This is the working video for our disk centrifuge to separate oil. Okay, if you want us to do the test for you, you can send your material to our country, and we can do the test for you. And you could also visit to our country for the test. Welcome. This is the details of the disk centrifuge. The packing and the delivery, the wooden case. So don't worry the packing. Okay, the next is the tubular centrifuge. It's also have two models. One is two-phase and another is three-phase. This is our lab model and larger model. The tubular centrifuge, it is a high-speed separator and it has a better separating effort. The separator consists of main body drying device, bowl collecting, and liquid embedding seat. The upper of the bowl is a flexed main shaft, and the lower of its damp floating. The main shaft is connected with the dry well by the cupping seat with the booster, and the power is transmitted to the driven wheel by the motor through the transmission belt and the tensioner to make the bowl rotate around its axis at an overspeed and form a strong centrifugal force field. The product springs into the liquid inlet from the bottom, and the liquid is forced to flow upward along the inner wall of the bowl, and then it's separated into different layers according to the different density. This is our control cabinet. This is the flowchart of two models. The one is the two-phase. This is three-phase. This is two-phase. Two-phase it is GQ, and three-phase is GF. GQ that is the clarifying models. This motor cover, clarified liquid afterlight. This is the rotating bowl. This is the feeding light. The raw material is fitted into the bowl from this part. After the centrifuge fills, the material is separated. One is the solid. The solid will stay in the bowl, and we need to discharge by hand. and to stop the material. And this is a clarifying liquid. And this is the 3/4, and that is the GF model. And the material is also fitted into this part, into the bowl of the tube. And this is the rotating bowl. After separating the material, the heavy liquid, the heavy liquid afterlight and the light liquid afterlight. Okay, the next part is the production application. The first is the GF model. GF model is 3/4, and it's used for separating various emulsion, especially adapting for liquid-liquid separation, such as the oils, micro powder, extraction liquid from plants, and blood or milk cream, such as fruit juice, beer, and oil. The tubular centrifuge has a widely application road. If you're not sure your material, if you're not sure whether your material is suitable for this tubular centrifuge, you can contact us, and we will help you to confirm. Okay, this is the working principle of a tubular centrifuge. That's what you will have a better understanding. This is rotating speed, rotating bowl. And this part is the technical parameters of tubular centrifuge, such as GF, GQ, and this is our lab model. And the rest is a large model. The details of the tubular centrifuge: the top end of the bowl, and the quick connector of the afterlight, at the bottom, the liquid collector, inside the top of the bowl, and the accelerators, the afterlight shell, and the drying belt. Okay, this is the packing and the delivery. This is related to the centrifuge and separators. This is the decanter centrifuge, and the disc centrifuge, and the triple centrifuge, and the sedimentation centrifuge, filter centrifuge, and the flag centrifuge. And those centrifuges are different, are suitable for different materials. So if you are interested, we can have more details for you. The next part is the screw press machine. The screw press machine is used to squeezing the squeezing raw material to the liquid and solid.不是视频吗？
视频。碰那个碰视频，碰那个图片。对，碰图片。好。
This is a working video of our Christ price. The liquid. The liquid after squeezing. And this is a solid. Okay, the working principle and structure of screw pressing machine. The conveyance screw pushes the raw material into the material box into the pressing screw. Through the reduction of the through pitch and the increase of the shaft diameter of the pressing screw, the liquid, maybe the juice, connected in the raw material, it squeezed out under the effort of the resistance of the screen wall and the cone body. And the excluded liquid flow out the screen hole and is concentrated in the juice reviving hopper. And this part is the technical parameters. And this is the flow chart and the structure of the screw press machine. The raw material is fitted into this part. And after squeezing the solid, and that is the sludge afterlight, and the liquid, and that is water or the juice or and others. It's the liquid. And the next part is application. Our screw press machine can treat fiber or sticky materials for solid-liquid separation, such as fermentive grapes, skin resid, grinder, Hispanic, rubber, Chinese herbal medicine, winter jubei, fruit and vegetables with certain fibers content. And the squeezer can also work continuously to the sea-buccan horner fruit with small branches. And the mesh is specially made according to the size of the sea-buccan fruit. And the next part is the filters. The one is the machine with the double spiritual model, high efficiency. And the next is the spiritual juice extractor, applied for various vegetables, fruit, and juice processing. And the next is extracted juices, automatically separated from waste polymers. And the next is full trundles, easy to move. And the next is the pressure. The pressure can be adjusted according to your actual requirement, and it can easy to it can easily adjust. The next is the capacity can be customized according to your requirement. If you want a larger or smaller, please contact us. This is our pictures of screw pressure machine. Details. The packing and the shaping. Okay, welcome to our my colleague Zora to introduce the following machines for you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Zora from Liaoyang Wanda Machinery Company. We are a professional manufacturer and supplier of centrifuge machines and drying machines, together with their relative machines like crushers, mixers, and powder packing machines and so on. We have engaged in this field for many years and have collected a lot of experience in handling many typical materials and many projects for our customers. Not only we have a professional expert team, but also a very good service team. Today, we are going to show you our hot products. And from now on, I'm going to show the following machines. Okay, let's start. This is very popular and typical drying machines is spray dryer, and it is a centrifugal type spray dryer. The spray dryer is very particular because it can turn the liquid from raw material to powder directly, and you can get very fine powder after the machine working. Here's a video shows the machine's structure. This video is the model of a smaller type, usually for test and trial production. And this video shows a larger model. Okay, this machine can combines with many small parts, and this one is shows in the first video. Is the small test tap with 5 kilograms water evaporation capacity. This is the main tower, and this is the electric control chamber. All the control is automatic by this chamber. It's very convenient and simple. And this smaller one is equipped with the universal wheel for you to convenient and easy move of the machine to use in anywhere you like. This machine has become more and more popular in many industries like food industry, pharmaceutical industry, chemical industry, and so on. This machine usually suitable for the liquid with very good fluidity. Usually about 80% initial moisture is good, and the final moisture is about 8 to 10%. We can also make some adjustment of the data and the effect as your requirements. Here's introduce the working principle of this machine is quite easy. The hot air after the filter and heating will come into the distributor on the top of the drying tower, and then enters into the tower uniformly to make the liquid become optimization type, and after very high speed drying, and then achieve and obtain the powder final products. This is the flow chart of this machine, and here shows the heat source option. You can use electricity for the test model or relatively smaller model, and use thermal oil or steam for those large models to improve its thermal efficiency and save energy. The hot air after heating will come into the main chamber of the machine, and through the optimizer and to spray the liquids, and together with the raw material, and become the powder final products. And we also will equip with the clone separator or other filter to collect the powders more and protect the environment. Here's the video introduce its working principle to explain the whole process of the machine working.
slurry from the mixing tank is introduced to the drying chamber through a rotary atomizer at the top. At the same time, dry air is heated to high temperature by a heater. The heated air is then introduced through an air disperser which is mounted around the atomizer. The rotary atomizer then breaks the liquid into tiny droplets and disperses the slurry droplets into the heating chamber. Atomization is important here because it creates greater liquid surface area for maximum contact between air and liquid droplets. The atomizer will produce a liquid mist where it leaves the atomizer and be distributed over the drying chamber. Now let us focus on the drying chamber. The hot air flows in a rotational movement, and hence it is evenly distributed in the whole chamber. When the hot air is in contact with the liquid mist, fast evaporation of solvent begins. When solvent evaporates from the droplet surface, solid particle forms and falls to the bottom of the drying chamber. The hot drying gas flows through the spray drying chamber and carries the product to the cyclone. Powders are then extracted from the cyclone, and the hot drying air is eliminated to the atmosphere through a suction blower.
Next, the picture shows the technical parameter of this spray dryer. We have many models of the machine to meet your different process capacity requirement. And the first one is the test model, which is the same as the picture and the video shows first. The following models are usually for industrial scale production with different water evaporation capacity. So how to choose a suitable model for your project? We need to calculate the suitable model according to your raw material information, like the initial moisture information and your final moisture requirement. And the input capacity requirement, we need to based on these informations to calculate the most suitable model for you and send you the targeted information for you to understand more of the suitable model. We list some application raw materials here. Some typical raw materials like milk and coffee and egg and proteins and so on. The application range are quite wide for this machine. As long as your raw material meets the requirements of the state of this machine, it can be processed, and we will to come out with the scheme for you according to your raw material information. We list some pictures that shows the raw materials and the final drying effect of some typical materials, like the milk and the egg, to obtain milk powder and egg powder. This machine has many advantages. The first is very high speed. Its drying time is usually several seconds to turn the liquid to powder. And this machine can be also adjusted for many factors to suitable for many different raw materials. Here's some pictures of this machine. This one is the smallest test model, and this is industrial model. Is some details part of the machine. This is the atomizer, is the core part of the whole machine. This is our spray dryer used in our customer site. Some big models may use outside, and after we confirm a model for you, we will come out with a layout drawing for you to check and confirm after you order the machine. And we will manufacture it according to it for you to meet the space requirements of the installation of the machine. And these pictures are the manufacturer site and the use set of the spray dryer. This picture shows our packing details of the machine. For the smallest test model, the machine will be sent in a whole machine with assembly, and for larger model, we will send it in bulk, and you have to assemble the machine on your site according to our drawing. And we will protect the machine with very good packing to avoid any destroy during the shipping process. And these are other related and similar drying machines here. Maybe we will introduce them in the following time. Okay, the next machine is the hot air circulating drying oven. This machine is a batch operation machine. This shape looks like a chamber with the trolley and the trees in the machine for you to loading and unloading the raw material. The machine usually for the materials like slices of fruit and vegetables, also other solid raw materials use more, but also it can be treat liquid materials. We will customize the trees according to your raw material state. This is the trolley of this machine. The trolley is shaped trolley with only one size, because you can order more than one side of the trolley for you to alternative the one that working in the machine, and you can use the alternative one to go on to loading your raw material to save time. And here's a video shows the machine.放。
对。
他直接跳过去这个视频。
这个，这个点那个，点那个中间。对，点中间。对对对。
This video shows the manufacturer situation of this machine, and we have many models of this machine with different size. It often has the 2 doors tab and 4 doors tab and other sizes of the machine. Here has a brief introduction of this drying chamber. It is also with very simple control and operation. The trolley in the machine is also with universal wheel, and you can move it very easy to load and unload your raw material. And this machine is also of very high efficiency and can save a lot of energy than Euro machines. This is the technical parameter of this drying chamber. We have many models with different capacity. The drying capacity in the parameter is for reference because we may have to process many different raw materials. So its process situation may be different. So we will analyze the actual capacity of your raw materials that can be processed per batch and select the suitable model for you. The application scope of this machine is very wide, usually used in food industry, pharmaceutical industries, the most circumstances, and it also can choose electric elements and some medicine raw materials, and also the glass raw materials. The machine, the advantages of this machine is that it is of a closed shape, so it can protect the environment and avoid your raw materials from implosion. And the hot air is circulating in the oven, so your raw material accept the hot air is very uniform and balanced, so every part of your raw material can be of the same drying effect. Here's some photos of the machine. The material of this machine can be made as stainless steel or other different materials according to your requirements. The heating temperature can also be adjusted automatically according to your will and the status and the circumstances of your raw material. Here's some detailed photo of this machine. This is the trees in the machine for loading your raw material. The trees are in the same shape. The size are all the same for each type, and this is the standard trees. We can also make the trees with holes, and the trolley is like this, can be pulled out and move very easy. This is the packing photo of this machine. We will use the protect film first to protect the machine's surface from destroy during the packing and the shipping, and we will load it into the wooden case to ensure is safe shipping. Okay, next I'm going to introduce you the centrifuge machines. This centrifuge machines is a horizontal type, different from the previous type that introduced by Wendy. This one is a large process capacity centrifuge. Its full name is horizontal screw discharge decanter centrifuge. Because it has a screw pusher in the drum to move the raw materials to the discharge port. This machine is also an automatic continuous operation machine. It can also run 24 hours per day. and the structure of this machine is compact, and it also has the shape can be made like this picture, the high leg, and also can make a short leg that put it on the ground is okay. Let's watch a video of this machine. Here's a structure of this machine. In the middle of the machine there is a drum in the enclosure, and the differential and the screw pusher and is in it to promote the working process. The raw material will be input from this side and move forward along the screw in the drum, and the liquid will be loaded here. This is two-phase separation decanter centrifuge. We also have three-phase separation tap. The two-phase separation tap can process the purpose of solid and liquid separation. It is also a clarification process. This is the technical parameter of this machine. We have many models of this machine with different capacity from about the first one is the smallest model. Its capacity, actual capacity, we need to judge according to your raw material, and the capacity list here is for your reference. The application of the machine is also very wide. It requires the solid content can be relatively high. Usually under 50% is okay. Here's a video shows our machine working in our customer site. The machine usually used in food industry, beverage industry, and chemical industry for more. Here's a video shows that the machine for process the sludge dewatering. You can see from the wheel that the separation effect is quite good, and you can also equip a conveyor to transfer the materials after separation, like the video shows. Usually the separated solid the moisture content is about 30 to 40%. The machine has two motors to achieve the different speed and of the is rotating to achieve the separation effect. The control is also automatic by the electric control chamber. We can make the control chamber in button control type and the PLC control type as your view. And we will use many famous brand parts on this machine to achieve its long service life. Here's some photo of this machine, and the first one is the three-phase separation type that I will introduce later. The others are the two-phase separation type, and this one is the short leg that can put on the ground, and this one is a high leg type. You can choose the type according to your space and your working site situation. Here's the detailed pictures of this machine, and this shows the drum in the sail, and this is the electric control chamber. On it shows some button and indicator of each process. This picture shows our machine used in our different customers' working site. Our machine is very popular and collect many favorable comments of our customer. Here is the packing detail of this machine. Also, we'll use very good and safe packing method to protect the machine from destroy and scratch during the shipping and the delivery. Here's the our other centrifuge machines, and I'm going to give you a brief introduction of the three-phase separation type decanter centrifuge. The working principle and method is nearly the same as the two-phase separation one. The difference is that this type can process three-phase separation, that's solid, and two different liquid separation. The two different liquid in the mixture must with different density to avoid its separation during the working and form its own layers and discharge from their own discharge port. Let's watch a video of this three-phase separation type decanter centrifuge. You can see each part of the machine with very good polishing treatment and it looks very beautiful. This is also a continuous automatic operation machine. Nearly all the features and advantages are same as the two-phase separation type. The three-phase separation type has very typical use. Usually for oil treatment, it can separate out the solid, the impurities, and the water in the oil mixture, and purify the oil for you to achieve the extraction of it, and you can then to process it in the next working step. The picture shows the different two liquids discharging port. The machine can process quite a large capacity of the raw materials, and it can separate the solid particle size range can process very tiny particle and solid, and achieve the best separation effect. The structure are nearly the same. The difference is that the two motors are in the same side. The two-phase separation type, the two motors are in the different side. Here's some example of the application scope of this machine. And this is the technical parameter. We will help you to choose the most suitable model according to your information. That's the raw material name, and if you have a photo and video of your raw material, it will of great help for us to judge its status and the separation effect of it. Also, the solid content of your raw material, and it will help us to judge the process capacity, because the large content of the solid in your mixture, maybe the process capacity is relatively low than usual. So we will help you to analyze and give you the accurate data of the whole working process. And here's some pictures shows our manufacturer site and the core part of the machine. That is the screw. And this is the pictures of the three-phase separation tab. You may find that we use different color for these two types of machine. We use blue and yellow color for the two-phase separation tab, and we use gray and yellow color for this three-phase separation tab. The two motors are in the same side. Here's our workshop that put the machines after manufacture and ready for delivery. Good, next let's move on another drying machines. This drying machines is a vacuum drying machine. Usually the vacuum drying machine is a batch operation type. This vacuum drying machine calls vacuum pedal dryer. Some customers usually call it rig dryer because it has a pedal with rig in the body of the cylinder to achieve the steer movement to promote the drying efficient. The heating method is through a jacket, and the heating source can be hot water, steam, conductor oil. we will help you to judge which heat source is most suitable if you have not a clear idea of it. Usually the thermal oil is of more high efficiency than steam and hot water, because the hot water and steam, the highest temperature is limited. So as this is a vacuum dryer, usually vacuum dryer is for drying those heat-sensitive raw materials that are afraid of high temperature. We will do many adjustments to make your drying purpose and requirements. Here's a video shows the machine working. You can see from the video the rig is steering in the main cylinder body to steer the raw materials that put into the dryer. This dryer is suitable for the material in the state of wedges, paste, and slurries. Here's the technical parameter of this machine. We have these models for your different capacity requirements. If your process capacity requirement is large, you can choose a large model, or you can also choose two-size or multi-size of small models. That's also a good choice for you to not only cannot avoid the working process of your project, but also you can maintain and clear one of the machine during the other is working. And here's the application scope of this machine. Suitable for those heat-sensitive raw materials, and the raw materials requires low temperature drying. The dryer is simple to operate and is also controlled by the electric control chamber. The chamber can also be done as button type and PLC type as your view. The whole drying process is achieved by the steer of the rig. That the raw material can be treated very uniform and balanced. So after the one drying cycle, your raw materials will have the same drying efficient. We will use high standard electrical control device to make you more safe and convenient control and operation of this machine. The machine is of a closed shape that can avoid of pollution of your raw material. Here's the other features of this machine. You can collect our product link to know more about it if you feel the introduction time is limited for you to understand the machine. You can also contact us. We will send this information and the photos and videos to you for your better understanding. Here's some parts of the machine. The raw material will be put from the filling inlet in the main body of the machine, and it will be outlet at the bottom from the outlet port. This is the electric control chamber. This one is the button type, and we can make it in PLC type that you can make the operation on the screen. We introduce some detailed advantages of the machine, and we use some unique design for the important part of the machine to achieve its universal features. This is our packing of this machine. We will use the protect film first and then load it in the wooden case. Okay, let's move to next machine. This machine is a fluid bed dryer. This is the horizontal type and vibrating fluid bed dryer. We also have a vertical type that they can process different state of raw materials. So if you have not a very clear idea of which type of the dryer that can use for your project, you can provide as more as your raw material information to us, and we can help you to select the most suitable dryers among these many types of the dryer. During the introduction of this our products, if you have any questions, you can contact our customer service on Alibaba. This vibrating fluid bed dryer, you may have some understanding from its name, because the working is achieved by the vibrating to reduce the raw materials moisture. This machine is suitable for the solid raw materials that in the powder or granule particle state. But if for powder raw materials, we have the diameter size of your powder. We need to judge whether it's suitable for this machine. The working principle of this machine is quite easy. The raw material is be added from the feeding inlet, and it will be moved forward on the fluid bed from one side to the other side, and then a working circle is finished. It is quite high speed and energy saving. The move speed and some drying factor can be adjusted for you to convenient use and check the drying effect of the raw material. Okay, let's see the machine working video. Some customers prefer to see the working video to have a more clear understanding of the machine working. So let's watch it together. Here's the flow chart of this machine. You can also see from the video that the raw material is fed from the raw material inlet port, and the raw material will move forward the fluid bed universally. The vibration state is achieved by the vibrating motor, and here's the discharge port of your raw material, and we will equip with the clone separator to collect the rest raw materials, and you can collect them together. And here's the back tap filter. You can optional equipped according to your raw materials situation. Here's the technical parameter of this machine. Using this machine, we will analyze and calculate the heating, the capacity area of your raw material by based on your raw materials information. Besides the moisture information, we may also need the back information for those raw materials that not very easy to see and use in the original field. And this machine usually for the secondary drying process, like your raw material from, for example, from spray dryer. After spray dryer, your raw material is achieved the moisture of the powder of about 8 to 10%, and you want to achieve the final moisture content of more lower. You can use this vibrating fluid bed dryer to go on to reduce the moisture of your raw material. Usually it can be lower your moisture around 1% or lower. The scope of the application of this machine are also very wide. It can process the food materials, pharmaceutical materials, and so on. Most typical use of this machine are sugar, salt, and breadcrumb, and so on. We have so many machines for customers of this purpose. We list some example of raw materials in each industries. And here's also some pictures of the raw materials that are very suitable for this machine to process. Here's another video of the machine working, and the raw material for this machine are carbon black. You can see the vibrating is very uniform, and it will have very, very little damage of the shape of your raw material, so don't worry about it. This machine is also a very energy-saving type. It can, the energy can be saved about 30% than the ordinary type. And the vibration, as I say, is very uniform. The noise is low, and the machine is with very long life service. Yes, it has the small damaging for the surface of the raw material. And the operation of the machine is very easy. Here's some pictures shows the machine in different sites. Here's some important parts of the machine. And you can see from the picture, our welding work is also quite good. And you can observe the working effect and the situation from the side glass. Here's the actual picture of our machines of different model. We listed its model name here. And for larger model, we also need to know your space to install the machine to judge whether it can meet the requirement of the installation, and we may make some adjustment to make the machine that can meet your space requirements. Next, we move to another centrifuge machines. This centrifuge machines, you can see, is very particular because it has a basket, and you can also call it honing bag in it. This one is also a two-phase separation centrifuge. Is to separate the solid and the liquid by this machine. It has not too strict requirements of the solid content of your raw material. The most typical use of this machine in recent years are for the hemp oil extraction and alcohol extraction. It's very popular in recent years and in pharmaceutical industry. The structure of this machine is very simple, and the machine body and the flat plate is welding to avoid the pollution of the raw material and avoid the dead angle for the cleaning work. Here's the video that introduces the machine structure, and we can also say is internal structure from this video. From the video, you can see there's a cover on the top of the machine, and there is also equipped with the side glass for you to check and observe the separation working situation of the machine working. This machine's whole name is called the flat plate basket centrifuge. You can also call it a honing bag, a lifting bag centrifuge. The bag is used for load the solid after separation because it's of a relatively large capacity of the among the flat plate centrifuge, so the solid can be loaded much, and you have to use some honing device to honing out the basket and discharge the solid after separation. The control of the machine is also by the control chamber. The control chamber can be done as the different type as your view. And the installation of the machine will very easy. Just put it on the flat ground and install it according to the very simple and easy requirement is okay. Here's the structure, shows the machine's detail, and this is the honing device I just introduced to lifting out the basket bike to discharge the solid after separation. And here's the motor of the machine, which is together with the whole machine, and the rotating ball is in the middle of the machine body. The working principle is also not complex. The frequency control is by the main motor, and it wills with a small start. The working circle is not very long because its speed is quite good. We will show you a flash video to introduce more about the structure and the working of this machine. Okay, this video shows the whole process of the machine working, from the feed of the raw liquid and the discharge of the solid after the working circle is finished. Here's the models of this machine with different process capacity. If the capacity cannot reach your requirements, you can also choose multi-size to working together. That is also a very popular method of our customers. The machine is of a closed shape that also can achieve the GMP standard. The application scope, we listed some examples of the raw materials like fertilizer, starch, sugar, vitamins, and so on. Here's some pictures to make you have a most obviously understanding of its application scope. Here's the actual picture of this machine. And here's the backpacking detail of the machine. We just sold 2 sizes of this basket centrifuge to US, and we have received our customers' favorable comment of our machine and service. This one is also a flat plate type centrifuge separator. It's also a batch separation type. The difference is that this type is suitable for those process capacity is not very large and can be charged and discharged by manual and by hand. The video is the same as the previous, so we don't look it again. And this machine is nearly the same as the basket one. Is also of a reasonable structure design and the simple operation. And it also of the GMP standard. Here's a drawing shows is structures of the machine. The outer shape is the same as the basket one. Is also a cover on the top of the machine, and here's also a side glass of it. The drum cylinder is in the shell of the main body, and the motor is also in the same place of the that tab I just introduced. The working principle is the same as the basket one. Is to make the use the motor to make the drum of a high-speed rotation in the body to achieve the centrifugal force and achieve the solid and the liquid separation of the raw material. These are the models of this flat plate filter centrifuge. We call this small capacity flat plate type the filter type, and we call that large capacity type is basket type. And here's also of the different capacity of each model. We listed in the volume method. And here's also the weight of the raw material that can be loaded in the this machine. Here's also we list some example of the materials that typically used by this machine. Also, we separate it in different industries. Like chemical industry, food industry, and the pharmaceutical industries. And in recent years, it also be used in the environmental protection industry. Here shows the separation effect of this machine. This is the solid that after separation that saved in the drum, and you can use some tools and the devices to discharge the drum. You can see that the dewatering work is quite good, and the drum can form a very collective solid state. And the material of the equipment can be made as stainless steel and other materials, but usually this machine are used for those high standard road materials, so the stainless steel is most used for this machine. And here's some pictures of this machine. We took pictures of different angle of this machine. Also the packing details. So just the believers, we will use very safe and reasonable and very strong packing to protect the machine from any destroy. Okay, next we are going to show you another drawing machines. This drawing machine is called the drum drawing machine. It also has another name of cylinder and scraper ball dryer, because it achieves the working by the rotary drum and discharge the material by the scraper to discharge the raw material after drying and for you to collect. The raw materials for this drum drying machine usually for some wedges and paste and slurry materials, and after drying it will become a very thin flakes form. And if you want to in powder form, you can also equip with a crusher to make it in the fine powder form. And let's watch a video of this machine working. This machine is also a continuous operation machine, and it is an inner heat conductive drying machine. It is of very high thermal efficiency and energy saving. The working is achieved by the rotary drum in the middle and the center part of this machine. And the raw material will be loaded in the bottom raw material loading groove, and the drum will rotary and to contact and touch the raw material, then form a material film on the drum and discharged by the scraper board. Here's the machine photo. The control is also achieved by the electric control chamber. Also can be made in button type and PLC type. If you don't want the control is complex, a button control is a good choice. The machine usually most suitable for the raw materials with wedges state like stock and yeast and the flour and other similar products. Here's the structure drawing shows the machine. It's of a very simple structure. The main part is the drum in the center of the machine. And we have many models also with different process capacities of your raw material. And this machine's heating can be used electric to obtain hot water and conduct oil, and use gas to generate steam for heating. We will also analyze which heating source is most suitable and can achieve your drying purpose. The machine is of very high efficiency because it is an inner heating conductive drying machine. The heat source will be into the inner layer of the drum machine and then to the outer layer of the drum, so the raw material will touch the heat very uniform to achieve the high efficiency of the drying, and the thermal efficiency could reach 80 to 90%. And some drying factors can be adjusted, such as the density of the feeding materials and the thickness of the material film on the drum, and the rotary speed of the drum also can be adjusted so to achieve the convenient operation and working of this machine. And the drying period of this machine is short, which can save a lot of time to achieve the better drying efficient. Usually 10 to 15 seconds can finish a working circle. And the drying rate is very quick. Normally the thickness of the material film is about 0.3 to 1.5 millimeters. The evaporation capacity can achieve at 15 to 70 kilograms per square meters. And as I said, this machine is suitable for those slurry and the paste materials. Usually the starch and fruit and vegetable puree and yeast are most used by this machine. And here's the machine pictures. We can design the different colors for the part. You can see the machines are of different frame colors. The drums and the part that can contact raw materials, we will use stainless steel to avoid any influence and effect of your raw material. But if your raw material is not aware of it, we can also make it in other more economic materials to help you to save cost of the budget. Here's some big pictures that can make you to see more clearly of the machine. This is the another angle of the machine, and here is the machine motor. This is the machine used in our customer site. And after drying, the raw materials is become the form of flakes, very thin thickness flakes. We still have other drying efficient pictures to show you. If you have interested in the drying efficient effect and the final products photo, you can contact us. We can send you online. Okay, today we introduced of our hot products in the centrifuge and the drying machines field. Our products mainly covers all the typical type of the centrifuge machines and the drying machines. We believe that our products can meet of your different and strict requirements of the separation work and the drying work. So just feel free to contact us for looking for suitable machines for your project. We will provide the reasonable and economic and quite effective scheme for you to check every detail, and we also will help you to finish the install and debug of the machine after you receive it. And if the condition is okay, we can also let our engineer to go to your site to installation and help you to treat your gas to use the machine more easy and convenient. Okay, this all the content of this live streaming. We will have our next live streaming in the next month. We welcome you all to joining us, and thank you for your accompanying of the whole live streaming process, and thank you for your time and attention.